Partnered by Times Influence.
Coders are taking over the world, and it's the power of algorithms that is ruling everything that we do today. Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Tech Gig Code Gladiators 2018 with me, Samriti Grover. And what better way to start our journey in Hyderabad, the powerhouse of the IT sector, covering one of the biggest consulting firms, Deloitte.
One of the big four consulting conglomerates in India, Deloitte offers a range of audit, risk advisory, tax, consulting and financial advisory services across 13 cities. And it's the continuous innovation and their competitive spirit that makes them reach the last mile.
I'm now joined by Ajit Nima, leader, Deloitte Consulting India Private Limited. Thank you so much, Ajit, for joining us on this show.
Happy to be here.
Let me begin by asking you, because every industry today, whether it's businesses, whether it's consumers, are bombarded with an overwhelming, choice of products and services. So what really sets Deloitte apart when it comes to, offering those kind of products and services?
Very good. We are the largest professional services firm in the world, and there is for a reason. I will say there are three big differentiators we have. Right? Obviously, the first and foremost, the talent we bring to the table for our clients. Right? And we hire and retain the top talent, and we invest a lot in the talent. And how they eventually serve to the client makes a lot of difference. And there is two things that makes the other two differentiators. One is clients hire us to drive a business outcome. And so all of our focus is really to drive that business outcome. Right? It's just not about whatever is clients are asking us to do, but eventually to achieve their goals, it becomes our goal. So that's one differentiator. Secondly, as all of us know, the technology is the biggest driver, but eventually that has to solve those business problems. So that's the mix of the industry depth and the technology depth makes us a lot of differentiation in our products and services to the market. So that's why I will say these are the three things that makes us very different.
So it's very interesting that Deloitte has come up with one of the largest reports in 2018, the Human Capital Trends Report. And the theme this time was social enterprise. So, I'm a little inquisitive to know, why did you choose a theme like this?
Well, I've read that report as well. Obviously, I did not create that report, but this is an important one. And I totally agree with that. If you look at the why social enterprise, right? If you read the report, it has clearly marks one big deal in that is worldwide, the trust has eroded for a lot of organizations, which are institutions of that particular country or a region. Right? So people look up to where they work is to provide that kind of trust. And so moving from a just not focus on a profit and margins to make it a more social enterprise. And they are looking for leaders in that organization to provide that gap.
The entire country is witnessing of how social entrepreneurs are also developing rather than just running after money now.
Absolutely.
So, to add to that question, what are the key takeaways from the report for organizations?
There are few. Actually, I'll highlight few of them, and there are many key takeaways. I'll highlight few which I thought was very important and very relevant to our context. One they call about is all the CXO suite. If you look at the different CXO suite, they work very individually at times. And because the survey they have found out is very few have worked together to solve a problem. So that is the one key takeaway, that they have to work in tandem to really solve a problem because people look up to them. Right? So that's one. Secondly is, as the work is becoming more complex and very diverse in a very distributed environment, so we have to find the collaboration tools that where people can work on. It's not a work one size fits all, so they have to find different tools. Third thing I think is very relevant in our marketplace is the well-being, right? Given that, especially in our organization as well, and the organizations alike, right, that people are working a lot of hours. The problems have become more, social structure has actually become more complex. Even if they start from work, the commute adds to the stress. And when they are here, they think about constantly about their not only workplace but also their home as well. The responsibilities have increased. Well, so that creates a lot of stress. So the well-being has become a very priority for all of us. So that's the 3 or 4 key takeaways from as a social enterprise, and where leaders have to really not focus only on, as I said, about the profit and the loss, but also focus on what's the well-being of the individual so they can perform better in their organization.
So, as one of the leaders in professional services, employees are actually offered multiple opportunities to succeed and realize their potential in the organization. How do you keep your employees motivated?
Well, it's always a constant challenge. We hire new employees every time, right? It's a constant challenge. But I think the biggest strength for us is to realize their potential strengths. That makes the strength for the firm as well, right? So it's not about that just coaching on in one particular area, but there's a lot of varied, diverse set of skills we have and diverse set of strengths we need. So we generally focus on people's individual strengths and continue to motivate that. And that has actually helped us to create a culture of continuous innovation as well. And that's what the people look for an organization like us. How do they constantly innovate and constantly learn something? So we have a Deloitte in saying that is a learning never stops. And that we really realize it on a day-to-day basis. So that really helps motivate the people. And also as we try to actually goal people as well to continuously innovate and find new things to do it, and that really helps the client. And you talk about the differentiator, that's also kind of a differentiator from us.
So are young techies really looking out for that challenging problems that they can actually find solutions to?
That's the first thing they look for.
That's the first thing they look for. So what are the opportunities that are likely to emerge in the current technology landscape?
Well, there are many. I mean, we are always talking about, if you look at it like in the current marketplace, we are talking about artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, digital reality. Some of them is very real. We are seeing this, especially in the robotic process automation. We are seeing that right now. Obviously, artificial intelligence, a lot of people are talking about it. Very few are doing some things, and actually there is constantly our clients are asking like how they can use it to make things better. So obviously that will emerge quite well. Some of them have actually already emerged. For example, machine learning and those things are already happening now. Obviously AI has to continue to grow. Digital reality, I think 2-3 years will really be emerged and will be a mainstream technology. I think these are some of the things which we have predicted in our current technology trends.
Well, thank you so much, Ajit, for talking to us. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Today's businesses are linked with technology and innovation. Deloitte plays a major role in transforming the IT sector by providing solutions to resolve their most critical information and technology challenges.
I'm now joined by Vishal Sharma, leader with Deloitte Consulting India Private Limited. Thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
I have to ask you, technology is playing such a pivotal role when it comes to the growth story of every sector. How has Deloitte been a front runner when we really talk about this whole ballgame of IT revolution, especially with the new age technologies really taking over?
Sure, as you know, Deloitte has been a leader in this space for many, many years. And we don't just look at technology in isolation, we look at technology along with business. So we identify business issues, the signature issues within an industry, what is really most critical for our clients, and then see how a combination of our advisory services, our technology implementation services, our technology operate services, all of that can be bundled together to bring the best solutions for our clients. And that's where the new age technologies really have a big role to play. Because think about automation, think about cloud technologies, think about mobility, you think about quantum computing and so on and so forth. So we're bringing the leading thinking on all of those and bringing it to play when we are trying to solve these complex business issues for our clients.
So, since you're talking about new age technologies, everybody's talking about coexisting with bots being the future.
Yeah.
So, can you talk about the adoption of the robotic process automation at Deloitte?
Absolutely. So RPA, or robotic process automation, has been a buzzword for some time. But I think while we started with robotic process automation, we moved further ahead on the journey. Robotic process automation, as it stands purely, what it does is it just automates repetitive tasks. So it just mechanizes, if you will, tasks which humans would do earlier. While it has obviously got some advantages like reducing the errors, increasing the speed, but it doesn't really bring in the benefits which our clients would typically be looking for just on its own. Because if you automate a bad process, you just get bad results faster, right? So what's really required is intelligent automation or cognitive automation as we call it. And that's what we're working on now. We're taking data, we're taking the human-centric design, we're bringing intelligence onto it, we're making this whole software learn on its own and drive insights for our clients, help them make decisions on critical processes and not just automate processes.
So when we talk about that, we had Watson and then the robot Sophia came into existence. So what next can we actually have in the offing?
Well, that's a great question, right? Today, I think our imagination probably gets fueled further by technology. So sometimes difficult to even imagine what else would be out there. But I truly feel, right, the era would be of symphony, synchronization of humans and machines working together and really producing better outcomes for all of us, not just in the business world, but I would say in general, making the world a better place. Right?
So, when we talk about this symphony and technology, obviously the workforce plays the most important role if the symphony has to sound right. So, how do you, with technologies changing every day, how do you make sure that at Deloitte you keep your workforce updated, you kind of upgrade their skill set so that they're up to pace with what's happening around?
Certainly, and we are actually using technology to train our people on technology, as you could imagine. I think gone are the days when you can just get people into a classroom and train them, let's say a week-long program or 3 days program, because it's not as effective anymore. People want more bite-sized learning, more real-time learning, and learning from each other. So it's almost like the classrooms are getting flipped, right? So information is available everywhere. And what we are trying to do now is, A, provide people access to the information and more real-time access to that. But then also creating these support groups where they can learn from each other, they can ask queries, right? They can solve problems together, and then further contribute to the process of learning by a mentor apprenticeship kind of model, right? So we ask each of our individuals or practitioners to not just train themselves, but share their learnings with others too.
So, I think now it's, or I should say it has always been, but now even more, it's all about the era of practical learning. And I have to ask you if about your association with Code Gladiators, because it's been quite a journey. How has that association been, and how have you seen the participants also mature and grow through the course of this competition?
Yeah, it has been a great association. It allows our people to benchmark themselves against talent nationally. It also allows them to learn newer technologies, and it allows us to showcase, right, our technical talent in the organization. So it helps us from multiple dimensions, I would say.
Well, thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us on this special show.
Thank you so much. My pleasure again. Yeah.
Welcome back. You're watching Code Gladiators 2018 with me, Samriti Grover. And we're on a quest to find the best coders from across the country. Our first pit stop today, Deloitte in Hyderabad.
In today's day and age, processing of financial statements is fully automated. And that's driving the company to invest heavily in new age technologies like big data, cloud computing and robotics. It's competitive challenges like Code Gladiators that provide them the perfect platform to find the best talent.
I'm now joined by Sandeep Sharma, who's the leader with Deloitte Consulting India Private Limited. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
Let me begin by asking you, for proper functioning of various programs in any service, coding really plays an essential part. So how has the skill of coding evolved, with the advent of new age technologies coming in?
Yeah, nowadays coder has to focus from, I think, 2 or 3 things. Because pace of the technology is changing very fast. They have to focus on syntax to concept, what to why. The reason syntax to concept is every month new tools or technologies are coming. They are coming with a lot of new features. And client is nowadays looking for best of the breed. Once you know the concept, you can apply those concepts very well. So that's why syntax to concept. Second is what to why. Earlier, all coders are focusing on what to code, how to code. But now they have to understand why they are coding, what was the business problem they are trying to solve. So that's why it's a mindset change or mind shift, where they have to focus on why they are coding, why they are designing, why this architecture is one of the best fit architecture to solve the problem. And the third thing is awareness, because a lot of libraries, lot of built-in functions are already available in the market. So once you will have the awareness that yes, this kind of solutions are already there, you can just plug, customize and play. You don't have to invent the wheel.
So, then definitely talent plays a very important part, and the whole human resource capital, that plays a very important part. Talking about coding contests, and because you've been associated with TechGeek Code Gladiators as well, how are these coding contests in India shaping up with this entire shift in the technological paradigm?
These contests basically make coder as a celebrity. And it's basically not a 1 day or 1 month celebration, it's a celebration of 3 to 4 months. Last year I also mentioned that this is a Mahakumbh for all techies. So that's the one part. Second is how this contest will change. I think this is the beginning. The shape of the contest is going to completely change, because it's not going to be only contest, but this hackathon is going to use for hiring right talent. I think the whole technical judgment will be done by hackathon. Second is this whole coding contest or hackathon will be also used for innovations as well. So these kind of things is going to start shaping very soon. And third thing is the contest. Right now one coder is basically contesting again one human coder, but tomorrow definitely one coder contest again machine, and machine contest again.
So you will see coders and bots competing with each other in the contests coming, in the future.
Definitely.
So if I had to ask you, then what are the tech trends, emerging tech trends that you see, in this space now?
In the digital world, data is the heartbeat, and everything will be go around data. From the last 4 to 5 years, we were hearing a lot of big data projects, big data solution industry was looking for. But now the data will shift from big data to nano data. Okay. So business is going to look for the nano data. Autonomous car, autonomous truck, lot of data is coming. 4 years back, to make it happen, we need the whole infrastructure to collect the data, improve the data quality and have the big data. Now business is looking for, based on this big data, how they can monetize the data, how they can get the nano data from the big data and tell driver your car is going to, or your car is looking for some services. So basically that's a nano data, that's an insight, and now most of the organizations are looking for insight driven organization. And last but not least is data sovereignty. We are saying that borderless data. If you really love your data, free your data, right? Yes, data privacy and lot of things will come in the picture, which we have to take care. But these are the main area, basically, which I feel that main driver for new technology, new business problem, and industry is looking for solution.
Well, thank you so much, Sandeep, for joining us on this show.
It's now time to meet the essence of the organization, the enthusiastic coders at Deloitte who are practicing their coding skills rigorously, making sure they decode the best possible solution.
In coding is also kind of art, you can say. You can do whatever things you want. By writing few lines of English language or whatever language it is, you can do wonders.
For techies at Deloitte, coding is the DNA of any solution and technology, and the company provides them with the right opportunities to showcase and put their skills to test.
We at Deloitte get wonderful opportunities. We have internal competitions and we get to participate in external competitions as well. So we get a lot of support from our leadership. We get a lot of visibility over here, being able to achieve anything in such kind of competitions. So that keeps us motivated and we keep looking for these kind of challenges.
The employees are encouraged to push the envelope and explore newer domains, making work both fun and challenging for them.
And for me, it was like I'm working in mainframe since 4 years. So by this kind of coding competition gave us this platform that I can learn, I can try for the new technology, shift to the new thing and learn and try, explore myself, my knowledge there.
This is the 5th edition of Tech Gig Code Gladiators. With growing numbers, the level of the competition has also increased manifold. This competition is making techies future ready to change our society. We get some one-on-one advice from the tech honchos at Deloitte on how to become an ace coder.
I would say problem-solving skills would be the most important attribute, right? Taking a look at a problem, thinking of various possible solutions, being able to evaluate the best possible solution and then program that.
Coding is a science, but you need an artist, you need a art to get there. So field thinking is very important.
A combination of business and technology skills. It can't just be programming without context of the business. So you need to understand the industry, you need to understand the business, and then once you understand that, you understand the issues, and once you understand the issues, you can apply technology to solve challenges.
Client is always looking for the same thing, solve my problem. Now they are seeing coder as a more trusted advisor because there is a lot of new technologies and they are not aware about those technologies.
With that, it's a wrap on this week's episode. Next week, we decode another technology conglomerate for you. Till then, goodbye and thank you for watching.
Partnered by Times Influence.